Hola amigos, this is Santiago Marquez and I am excited to be part of Humans of Telecom.
Hey everyone, a very warm welcome to Humans of Telecom, the Unplugged podcast. This is your host Anurag Aggarwal. As you all know, this is where we dive into the human side of telecom, exploring the journeys, personalities, and stories that keep this global ecosystem connected far beyond the technology itself. And today's guest is someone many of you may already know, even if you haven't formally met him. He's often described as a true man of the industry, the person who has brought the international telecom wholesale community onto a single platform, creating what is widely regarded as the world's largest gathering for the global messaging ecosystem. But what truly sets him apart isn't the scale of the event he leads, it's the way he leads it. Despite orchestrating a conference of enormous size and complexity, he remains remarkably humble, approachable, and solution oriented. If you've ever walked up to him with a last minute request or an unexpected problem, you've likely been met with the same calm response: not a problem, we'll solve it. So, today we'll explore the journey behind this man who brings an entire industry together and the mindset that makes it all look so effortless. So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming Santiago Marquez, CEO at Wholesale Congress Series. Santiago, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this journey. We'd love to hear more about you. Which part of the world do you belong to? And from where are you joining this podcast today?
Thank you, Anurag, for inviting me. I am from Uruguay, and after many travels in this start of 2026, I'm at home again here in Uruguay.
And I remember meeting you in Dubai last week. So when you say travels, it's not simply say Latin America or something. I think you were in London, you were in Dubai, you were in all parts of the world before you came back to Uruguay, right?
Yes, that's correct. I start the year going to Hawaii to PTC event. After that, come to home again to Uruguay and then go to Dubai, passing in Madrid, London, and here again. Next week, I will be in Barcelona, as many of the people of the industry. But yes, this start of the year is really busy in travels.
Right. And you mentioned to me before we started the podcast that some of your baggage has also gone haywire. But again, typical to your style, you're like, yeah, it's okay. We'll figure it out. It's normal. Huh?
Yeah, this is it. It's part of, sometimes happens, but you need to keep calm in this case.
Absolutely. And now let's understand a bit more about your journey, Santiago. So while today you run so many wholesale congress series, there is one in Madrid and I think one in Buenos Aires, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yes, correct.
So
And
you are, and
Miami
I think there's
also.
one more in Miami as well. Yeah. So you're running three very phenomenal shows, which are so well attended and so popular within the industry. What's the genesis behind this man? Did you really get into this by choice? Was it by accident? How's your journey been so far?
Look, was many years ago, in 2006, like 20 years ago. At that time, I was working in sales in a telecom magazine, Enlace Media Group, and where we sold advertising, and for this kind of magazines, newsletters. Through that role, I began attending telecom conference and exhibitions in the region, in Latin America, of course, because I'm from Uruguay, as I said. Some of these first event was the FutureCom in Brazil, in Florianopolis in that time. Really great event. And ExpoCom in Argentina. And after that, we attend our first telecom event, the wholesale telecom event, the ASIET reunion in Buenos Aires. That event was the first wholesale with carrier from voice and data even that we attend. Those early conference were eye-open for me, not only because the scale of the industry, but also because of the people. This environment in the conference was really attractive for me, and many of my partners are still active from that age to now. that's when we clearly saw the potential of the wholesale telecom industry, and we saw the high potential of the quality events dedicated specifically to the segment. And from there, the idea of create our own congress in Madrid. We start in 2009 with the idea to do the event in Madrid, the Wholesale World Congress, the first one. And the first one took place in 2011. It was 2 years of promotion of the event and everything to start our first.
Interesting. And since then, I think you've never looked back. You've just kept making the entire show bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Did you ever imagine it would become so big?
Look, when you start, you check on the market. In that years, you have some good companies doing events like Capacity. They do the ITW in that days with really huge events, and they have all other events with a small quantity of people. We want to be like okay, I want to have 500 people at the event in Madrid. If we do 500 people, will be a really success. And in the first one, I think was 200 people, and that was not disappointed. Was really good because okay, some people wants to attend this kind of event, our event, and we continue growing. Of course, I never imagined to have an event of 2,000 people like now. More than 2,000 like Madrid event, and actually we need to we do a lot of things to do that to complete that event with 2,000 people, and the industry also changed a lot in the past.
Interesting. And within this entire journey, while of course from being 200 to 2000 now, are there any other memorable or impactful moments in your career so far that you'd like to share with us?
Look, I have two moments. One was the official edition, the first one, the first Madrid event. We start to think about in 2009, and the first one was in 2011. That was a really remarkable time in the life. That moment was truly marked my full entire entry to the telecommunication industry, and not just a participant. In this case, as I start to be so actively building the platform from the industry to connect and grow the companies and the people. I think that was really really important. The first one, and also the second one, I think, was about this ASIA event in Buenos Aires, because over the years we become more involved in the event industry, and eventually we reach an agreement with the organizer of the Argentina's event, the ASIET. That event, I start to go. I know the business, the wholesale business in that event in the past, in 2006, 2007, and over there we start to organize that event. And now it's the LAWC, our event in Buenos Aires. We keep that event. That was really important, and also that was part of was not my idea. Was the people who comes to the event, the customers, they say, Santiago, you need to take care of this event because the event was not very well organized, and they convinced me to do an agreement with the former owners to start
To manage it.
yeah, to manage it. Yeah. And after the years, I keep that event. It was really, really nice because it's not part of my idea, part of the idea of the customers.
Wonderful. So not only are you creating your own shows, you're also taking over others.
Yeah. Was good because was really at the first time was a joint venture, and we all was agreed with that and everything. We start and the event grows and everything, and then the other company released the event after the pandemic, because of course in the pandemic we doesn't work for 1 year and a half, and
Right.
they start to do another thing.
Cool. So it's good to see how things are progressing for you. And now let's talk more about Santiago the person. So we are done with the work part. We'll talk more about the human side now. So firstly, Santiago, while we all know you in some way or the other, but is there something surprising or shocking about you that no one knows?
Okay, let's go with that. Something that many people may don't know about me is I'm a whiskey lover and collector. I'm fascinated not only with the taste of the whiskey, but by the entire process behind it. Learning about different distilleries, production styles, the tradition on the whiskey. I enjoy exploring the whiskey from all over the world, not only Scotch and American whiskey. I am interested in new emerging markets like Japanese, Taiwanese, Indian whiskey. That's another passion of mine outside the telecom industry. For me, the whiskey is about curiosity, craftsmanship, and storytelling. That's some values that I also connect with my professional life.
Interesting. So, to all the listeners, if you want a good booth location for the next WWC, make sure you bring to Santiago the best bottle of whiskey possible. You'll get a good solid discount also in your location, and you will get the spot of your choice.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Interesting, Santiago. That's a very fun passion to have, I must say. And beyond this, how else do you recharge yourself? Do you have any other hobbies or interests that you take care of?
Look, normally I recharge myself staying at home with my sons, and this is my other, of course, I think as all of the people who have kids, is my other life, you spend a lot of time with them. But about hobbies, I think the whiskey is the most important hobby I have. Yeah, yeah, because I spend a lot of time on that. Not drinking whiskey, of course. It's not about drink only. It's about do some tasting with friends, tasting with new people, and it's part of the style of life where you can connect with people, talk about something. In this case, whiskey. Know the perspective of the different people, what they want to approach about that. It's really nice. I like it.
Wonderful. And now, Santiago, we are going to play an interesting game. So, two truths and a lie. You need to share three interesting statements with us about yourself. Could be an incident or a fact about your life. And I have to guess which one of them are true and which one is the lie. So, do you have three such statements for us today?
Yes, I have. Number one, as I mentioned before, I am a whiskey collector, and I currently have around 200 unopened bottles in my collection.
Okay.
Number two, I have two kids, two boys. And number three, earlier in my life, I worked night shift in a printing press company.
All right. So, being a whiskey collector, having two boys, and having worked earlier in your previous career in a printing press company.
Yes, correct. My collection, that 200 bottles, two kids, or the printing press company.
So, I'm going to presume, of course, you mentioned about you have two boys. So, I'm going to say that that's true. Whiskey collection, 200 bottles. I am going to say possibly that's a lie, and you have more than 200 bottles. And the third one about working in a printing press is true, and would love to hear a little bit more about that experience also. So I'll say the first one is a lie, and second and third ones are true.
Yes, correct. That's correct. You are right. You are right. Yes, I have more than 1,000 bottles.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a lot. I know. But this is really nice. I like my collection.
Wonderful.
Yes, and I have two kids, of course, Felipe and Vicente, two boys. And yes, I used to work in a printing press company for 1 year in the past before I start to be in that magazine. I works in the night, 10 to 6 o'clock a.m. Every day for 1 year. Was a nice place. Was good. I think all the works I had in the past, they make me better, in different ways. I learned in every one of that places, and actually I use part of that lessons in the construction of the conference. When the designer sent me something to the event magazine or something like that, I know about that work. I know how it is, and if something is wrong or not.
Amazing. So, some parts of your previous life have also helped you in your current career.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
how it should be.
Hmm.
Wonderful. So, 1,000 plus unopened bottles. Man, that's quite enviable, I must say.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. And now, the final question of our section, Santiago, possibly if you could change one thing about your life, what would that one thing be?
Okay. Uh, Honestly, I don't think we'll change so much about the steps. The good ones and the difficult ones. All the steps I take in my life, I think they are good because I'm good with the final way. As everything goes. The only thing I think will change, it will be learning early to slow down and enjoy the journey. Sometimes we spend many years focused on moving forward and building things, and I don't know. Uh, Later you realize how important is the pause and appreciate the process and enjoy the moment. I think that's in some of the years of my career. I think that's can be a change to do. Now, of course, after 20 years, I have another vision, and I try to always be there and wait and see everything, and do not go and go and go and go and go. I stay there, enjoy the days, enjoy the different things who happens in the work.
Absolutely. I think that's a fantastic thought that it's not only about the destination. I think we all are so busy chasing the destination,
Hmm.
we lose
Yeah,
track of the process and the journey. So
yeah.
I think that's a fabulous thought that one needs to learn to slow down.
Hmm.
And I think in our hyper connected telecom world, which partly we ourselves are responsible for creating, we end up doing this even more. So I think from that perspective, I understand where you're coming from
Hmm.
and why it's important to switch off at times or at least slow down.
Yeah.
All right. And Santiago, while we're having a fantastic and a very interesting conversation, but we're down to our final section, the sign off section. So, our signature question to you: what does being human mean to you? What sort of a human being would you want the world to remember you as?
Okay. For me, being a human means never forgetting that everything we do is about people. It's about the empathy, respect, treating the others and the way you would like to be treated. And also, I think that is the legacy I want to leave, not only on my work but in life. It's also what I hope to my child learn from me. That being a good person, acted with fairness, and treating others as well as what truly matter in the end. Treating the others well and be a good person.
I think in your case, the legacy goes beyond family. I think this entire industry is knowing how much of a legacy you're leaving behind. I mean, let's hope you're not leaving it behind soon. For a long time,
No.
you're quite active in this space. But yes, you are building your legacy out here within the messaging space as much as you're building it within your family. And I think you're doing a fantastic job on both fronts.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, with that, Santiago, thank you so much for taking out time for this episode. As we said in the beginning of this conversation, that you're always busy running around the world and you've just landed back in Uruguay and still we found time for this. So, thanks a lot. And I do hope that whether it's Madrid or some other part of the world, we do end up catching each other soon.
Yes, of course. Thank you for the invitation, and was a really pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Santiago. And as always, to our wonderful listeners here, thanks a lot for tuning into the show. We hope this episode gave you a good glimpse of the human side of Santiago Marquez, a man who has truly helped keep this industry together. Someone who once imagined an idea with just 200 people and grew it into a powerhouse of over 2,000 today. A whiskey lover and a passionate collector, curating an enviable collection of more than 1,000 unopened bottles. Someone who understands the importance of slowing down and appreciating the journey along the way. And finally, above all, an exceptionally humble and warm individual. Someone who loves his family and this messaging industry with equal passion. That for us is Santiago Marquez. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, do stay tuned in because we shall soon be releasing yet another episode and another compelling story from the telecom space. And do follow the podcast on your preferred streaming channel. On behalf of Humans of Telecom, this is your host Anurag Aggarwal signing off for now. Take care.